First, the highlights. Lagos State Government set to hold consultative forum on 2025 budget from Tuesday. Cholera vaccines to arrive Nigeria soon to curb ongoing disease outbreak. On the Foreign and International Court of Justice declares Israel's occupation of Palestine as illegal. In sport, global outage hits Paris Olympics IT system, disrupts accreditation of athletes and arrivals. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. The Lagos State Government is set to host stakeholders at its budget consultative forum across 5 locations in the state. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Moshopefolu George, while speaking on our morning program, Your Side Mirror, listed the locations to include Lagos Island, Ikeja, Ikorodu, Badagry, and Ekwe. George, who expressed the government's commitment to transparency, accountability, and building public trust in the implementation process of the State Appropriation Bill, said the forum will commence from Tuesday, July 23. He said the forum will start with the ministry given stewardship of its activities on the budget of the ongoing year before engaging citizens on their request and memoranda to be included in the budget of the coming year.
The consultative forum is for us to go around all the 5 divisions, the billet divisions, for us to hear from our people, speak to them, and understand what it is they want to be put into the coming budget for year 2025. It also gives us an opportunity to go back and give an account of what has happened in our 2024 budget and from the previous consultative forum. So it's a reporting mechanism, feedback mechanism, where we go back, give a report, and then we get information for the next budget going forward.
He explained that after the forum, the ministry will consult with every other ministries, departments, and agencies to align and review the requests of Lagosians to enable the state government to arrive at the required figures. The commissioner noted that the half-year reviews of the 2024 budget have been carried out and the state government is on target on all 8 macroeconomic indices but plans to expand the revenue drive with a focus on other sources outside taxes and internally generated revenue, IGR.
There are a lot of people who are still not captured within the tax brackets, and I think what you'd find is that with proper technology and rolling out technology, we'll be able to capture a lot more people and bring them into the tax bracket. We'll also be able to streamline the tax process where people know what they're paying for. I think sometimes a lot of challenges is that people feel there's multiple taxation in various places, but all that is being streamlined to ensure that when you pay your tax, you know what you're paying for, and it's easier for people to, because people would pay the taxes once they know what they're paying for and they can see the service that is being delivered to them.
Stakeholders expected at the forum include religious leaders, traditional rulers, youth groups, civil societies, market leaders, and local government representatives, among others. The Lagos State Materials Testing Laboratory Agency, LSMTL, is set to commence a research educational system to enhance undergraduate learning process in the engineering development field. And this symbiotic liaison aims targeted at establishing a materials testing office within the premises of the Lagos State University of Science and Technology Ikorodu campus, LASUTECH, as an educational fortress to conduct research on soil, steel, concrete, water, cables, and plumbing techniques. General Manager of LSTMTL, Olayinka Abdul, made this known when she led a delegation to the office of the Dean, College of Engineering, LASUTECH, Yakubu Bankole. Abdul noted that for engineering learning processes to be well established, there is a need to stimulate a research scheme which is well rooted towards practical experiences, stimulating a consistent research ideology towards a total rebranding of processes for optimal customers' safety, innovating building collapse. The Dean College of Engineering, LASUTECH, Yakubu Bankole, averred that the trend of development across settlement requires the government's presence using durable infrastructure, which students are being trained in maintaining through research processes and collaboration. The Global Transport Policy, GTP, has trained officers of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, and the police in the second series of 8 emotional intelligence workshop in order to foster a robust traffic management and policy for a saner and productive Lagos. Chief Executive Officer of Global Transport Policy, GTP, Segun Musa, said the one-day trainer workshop focused on understanding the principles of emotional intelligence and its relevance to traffic management, as well as the need to develop self-awareness and the ability to manage stress and emotions effectively. Musa tasked the officers to develop empathy and social skills for better communication and conflict resolution. In his presentation, the facilitator, Segun Awe-Obi, urged the participant to always make decisions that would yield positive result for the growth and development of the nation. Participants said the partnership would help the officers develop attitudinal change and enhance positive output, describing the initiative as a soft skill that would help them balance their relationship, especially with the populace. The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, PCNGI, is set to mobilize all 36 states by the end of the year, converting petrol-powered vehicles to CNG, a cleaner and more affordable alternative. PCNGI's Program Executive Coordinator, Folari Oworu, announced this at a rally held at the Mando Interstate Terminal, Kaduna, where 100 conversion kits were distributed to commercial transport union members. Oworu said the initiative targets commercial vehicles with partners in various states, aiming to convert 250,000 vehicles per year starting next year. According to him, the conversion kits worth 1.5 million naira would be free for transport unions to reduce transportation cost for the masses. And now to the rest of the stories. The Chief Executive Officer of Vaccine Alliance, Gavi Sania Nishtar, says cholera vaccines will soon arrive in Nigeria to help curb the deadly and ongoing disease outbreak. Nishtar announced these on her X handle. She said Gavi is ready to stand and work with other partners like the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund and World Health Organization to support the Ministry of Health and Nigeria's Center for Disease Control and Prevention for timely effort to contain the outbreak and to protect those at the highest risk. Nishtar said the body is concerned about the cholera outbreak in Nigeria and is ready to support the country in its response, including requesting emergency vaccine doses when needed. Cholera is a highly contagious food and waterborne disease. It's caused by the ingestion of the organism Vibrio cholera in contaminated water and food. The Senate has suspended a bill seeking to establish the South-South Development Commission. The bill, titled a Bill for an Act to Establish the South-South Development Commission, is charged with the responsibility to receive and manage funds from the Federation account allocation and other sources, donations, grants, aids, for the integration, development, resolution of infrastructural deficit, militancy, communal crises, as well as tackle ecological, environmental problems and for related matters. The President of the Senate, Gatula Pabio, announced suspension of the bill after majority of the senators voted against it through voice votes. The lead debate on the general principles of the bill was presented by Senator Benson Agadaga. In his presentation, Agadaga explained that the Commission will address infrastructural development, loss and damages of climate change in the South-South region. In foreign news now, the International Court of Justice, ICJ, says Israel should stop settlement activity in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem and end its illegal occupation of those areas in the Gaza Strip as soon as possible. The court's advisory opinion is not legally binding, but still carries significant political weight. It marks the first time the ICJ has delivered a position on the legality of the 57-year occupation. The ICJ, based at The Hague in the Netherlands, has been examining the issue since the beginning of last year at the request of the UN General Assembly. The court was specifically asked to give its view on Israel's policies and practices towards the Palestinians and on the legal status of the occupation. Delivering the court's findings, ICJ President Nawaf Salam said it had found that Israel's continued presence in the occupied Palestinian territory is illegal. The court also said Israel should evacuate all of its settlers and pay repatriation to Palestinians for damages caused by the occupation. Israel has built 160,000 settlements housing 700,000 Jews in the West Bank and East Jerusalem since 1967. In sport now, Paris Olympics organizers say they are experiencing problems linked to a major worldwide computer system outage a week before the game's opening ceremony takes place. The issue comes as a major outage wrought havoc on computer systems worldwide, grounding flights in the United States, derailing television broadcasts in the UK, and impacting telecommunications in Australia. The Paris Olympic Games Organizing Committee said the problem is affecting the accreditation system, with some people unable to pick up badges before next Friday's ceremony on the River Seine. That's it on the news at 6. But just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration renovated 197 public schools across the state? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government is set to host stakeholders at its budget consultative forum across 5 locations in the state. The Chief Executive Officer of Vaccine Alliance, Gavi Sani Nishtar, said cholera vaccines would soon arrive in Nigeria to help curb the deadly and ongoing disease outbreak. We also told you that the International Court of Justice, ICJ, said Israel should stop settlement activity in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem and end its illegal occupation of those areas and the Gaza Strip as soon as possible. Finally, in sport, Paris Olympic organizers have attested to experiencing problems linked to a major worldwide computer systems outage a week before the game's opening ceremony takes place. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adesuwa Ejoyoka. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good evening.